Hezbollah fired at least 19 rockets at Israel's Golan Heights. Most of them were intercepted by Israel's anti-missile system. The Iranian proxy said it was in retaliation for Israeli airstrikes in Lebanon a few days earlier. Israeli fighter jets hit rocket launch sites inside southern Lebanon after those rockets were fired from Lebanon into northern Israel. The first rocket attack came on the first anniversary of the massive explosion that rocked Beirut. The Israel Defense Forces released this footage of its attack on rocket launch sites in Lebanon. 2 rockets struck inside Israel. 1 rocket hit an open area near Kiryat Shmona, a community of about 20,000, and another was intercepted by the Iron Dome anti-missile defense system. Observers believe a Palestinian group launched the rockets, but the Israel Defense Forces warned Lebanon it would be held responsible for any attacks from its territory. The attacks came as several thousand Lebanese marked the 1-year anniversary of the horrific explosion at Beirut's port. The head of Lebanon's Maronite Catholic Church called for accountability for the explosion.
We're here to demand truth and justice. This land will remain a stain until we know what happened in the Beirut port.
The catastrophic blast tore through the city and accelerated Lebanon's descent into a failed state. The worst crisis, some say, since the 19th century. Lebanon suffers from fuel shortages, power blackouts, lack of medical supplies, and a financial crisis where the currency has lost most of its value. The country hasn't had a functioning government for months. Many blame a corrupt, dysfunctional political class for the crisis. The other culprit, some say, is the Islamic terrorist group Hezbollah, which is supported by Iran. This Lebanese journalist called Hezbollah an occupying force of Iran and blamed the terror group for destroying what was once called the Switzerland of the Middle East.
Lebanon used to be the hospital of the East, the University of the East, the School of the East, and the Bank of the East. Hezbollah has destroyed everything. We no longer have hospitals. Our hospitals are being shut down because they have no fuel. All the university professors immigrate from this country.
With Lebanon on the verge of collapse, Middle East analyst Jacques Neria believes the country could be ripe for a takeover by Hezbollah.
I think that the only ones who will be the winners are Hezbollah, because economically, financially, they are best organized, and they are assisted by Iran, who just sends millions of dollars to Hezbollah, and Hezbollah has already created a parallel state, and it will take no time for Hezbollah to take over if such an instruction is given by Tehran.
The fall of Lebanon would have disastrous consequences for Israel and the Middle East, including more attacks and warfare against the Jewish state in the future, and giving Iran more power in the region.
Alpha.